It's not the same Ryan. He's so disrespectful to the sport of professional wrestling. I'm sitting on my couch and all. I'm like, why am I hearing from you?
Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
Wow! What up, y'all? It's KB, the Sexy Ninja, and the place to be for a Paper Saber universe. It is raining. It is beautiful, beautiful rain coming down. Smells delightful. We leave our windows all open in our place, and I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm bushy. I was like, oh, looking like Sasquatch, hair's all, and I was like, smells like rain. And I looked outside, I was like, oh, it is rain. That is nice, and that's the way we start the day. Let's go, Dan. This is the New World Podcast, brother. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and we're talking about Collision, August 17th, 2024. Nigel and Tony on commentary. We're in Arlington, Texas. We started off with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Harley. This match was okay. We got All In next week. All In on a Sunday. That is my motivation to get through this week, because this week's going to be long with the day job, and I'm just like, it's a stressful time, and this gets a stressful time in my life, especially with the day job and stuff like that. But it's okay. I got All In London next week, and I'm ready. After this match, after Britt gets the win, Camille comes out, and Mercedes comes out. They attack Britt, and they have Britt laying there, and their foot on her. Sorry. It's like, all I want out of this is Dr. Britt Baker to have a great match with Mercedes Moné and get that championship. That's all I want. Like, I really don't care for the stories we're trying to tell with these two, because it's falling flat. Like, I'm not trying to be, like, mean or anything. It's just falling flat. It's just like, okay, well, Britt Baker should whoop that ass. That's all I want. That's all I want from this match that's going to happen at All In. It's a big payday for Mercedes Moné, I believe, and I believe Britt Baker's more into it than Mercedes is. I don't know. I just get that feeling, because Camille here, I'm just like, why? Why do you want a bodyguard? And everyone's like, well, because she's a heel, blah, blah. I'm like, but Camille serves no purpose in this story. She just came out of nowhere. Yeah, sure, money pays well. I don't know. It's frustrating. But then they announced All In Texas. So we're not going back to London next year. We're going into Texas. So this is one of those things where I'm like, okay, then, if All In is going to be your WrestleMania, All Out doesn't need to be anything. Like, you could take the All Out pay-per-view and throw it over your shoulder, because literally when we get to All In London, and then we're going to take that, throw it over our shoulder, and, in 2 weeks, we're going to be like, All Out! Here we go, folks! Here! It's just like, why? So close, too. But I think that's just what you should do. Just go all in on All In. Don't have an All Out. Just go all in. Don't go out. Go in. Okay? Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara versus the Undisputed Kingdom. Talk about Beast Mortos, Roderick Strong, Von Erichs, Gates of Agony. The conglomeration come out, and it's all big fights outside the ring. And guess what? We got new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. It's like, I should be excited for Dustin Rhodes. He's got some gold now, but it's just like, Tony's like, you're gonna be a champion. You're going to be a champion, Dustin. This is your year. Oh, yeah, that's awesome, Tony. What am I going to be? I'm just going to give you Ring of Honor championships. And they're showing the highlights from these Ring of Honor shows, and I'm just like, I think what's so, like, to my eyes and mind-boggling it's the same stage. It's this, it's that. It's just like you can't tell the difference between the two. And they're integrating these Ring of Honor storylines, and I'm just like, I don't care. And Sammy Guevara is just there, and I'm like, he's got a man bun now. Look at him. What are you gonna do with him? Oh, we're gonna give him a tag team title match with Dustin, and they're both tag team champions and defeating the Undisputed Kingdom, who they really haven't done anything with. It's just like, oh my gosh, yeah. It's frustrating because I want Ring of Honor to stand for something. I want Ring of Honor to be awesome again, like I used to back in the day when it was underground and, Ring of Honor was fresh and new. It's just stale. And yes, Dustin's a champion, but he's got championships that I'm just like, and I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go on a rant, but Jesus, dang. We got our Brian and Swerve package with that breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, the song, and then here comes Renee. She's going to be with Jericho. You know what? Click on to the next one. You know my feelings about Jericho. Hologram versus Angelico. Hologram gets the win. This was a fun match. Hologram has been on all these shows in Arlington, Texas. That's just pretty awesome. What's funny is, like, then what are you going to do? Tony, what are you going to do with Hologram? Because Hologram is pretty popular, but you have him in the same arena over and over and over again. And Tony Schiavone and Nigel are like, he's so big, everyone's screaming his name, Hologram. But I'm like, okay, what is he going to do outside of this place? Are you going to book him more? Are you going to showcase him more? Because Hologram is a crazy talent. So I'm very hyped. I think the energy drink kicked in. The Will package, the Tiger Driver 91. Here we go. I don't want to do the move, and the history of it. And that's just like, either do the move or not do the damn move. I think that's the thing. It's like, either do it or don't. I understand that it's part of the story. And I might change my opinion when we get to All in London. MJF hits it. And I'll be like, oh my God, Will's hurt. Oh my God, MJF's hurt. We'll see. That move's going to be used, though. It's going to be used at All in London. And I hit my glasses. Jack Perry versus Squash Gang. Jack Perry gets the win, pulls out the body bag, gets the paint, and I'm hoping it's not like gets in that dude's eye. I was more concerned about that, but then he puts this dude in the body bag with the paint on his face because it's supposed to represent Darby Allin. Darby's written on the bag, and then he puts the TBS championship in there, and he pulls out his new TNT championship. And I just feel like if you lose at All in London, you revealing this new championship that's darker and whatnot, that's supposed to represent you as the scapegoat, it means nothing. It means nothing if you lose that to Darby. I was like, why is he introducing a championship design from him? House of Black Bang Bang Gang promo. So this is, I know I have a lot of things going on here, but after this, Christopher Daniels is like, guess what? We're gonna get that triple threat for the Trios Championship because Christian Cage has clearly tried to wipe off the board of the number one contenders and stuff like that. But my thing about this is I forgot who he named. One of the teams is going to be part of that match, and then we're going to have a collision something match, gauntlet, I don't know, something, again, another gimmick match that's going to determine the third team that's going to go for those trios championships. But I'm just like, it's going to be House of Black, it's going to be Bang Bang Gang, and it's going to be the Patriarchy, all for the, like, why are you having an unnecessary match to determine who's going to be the third team? Like, does that, like, really, in sakes of having another goddamn match, we're going to do that? I guess. Then we get Claudio versus Lio Rush. Claudio for the win. I want more for Claudio, too. Who doesn't? I want more for Claudio. And Lio Rush is Lio Rush. We get Stokely and Chris backstage. This is some good stuff, man. Oh, man. Stokely's like, you're not the only pit bull. So like a little chihuahua. I was just like, the way he did it too, and I know he did it. I love Stokely so much, man. Then we get an Eddie Kingston package, and he's like, I'm not here to tell you I'm coming back and whatnot. Then why are we hearing from you? Why? Because everyone's been chiming in on this Bryan Danielson thing, you know, this and that. And I think he was okay with having Jeff Jarrett in his ear being like, well, you know, you got to go all in, Bryan. You got to go all in. And Eddie's like, it's not the same, Ryan. He's so disrespectful to the sport of professional wrestling. I'm sitting on my couch and all. I'm like, why am I hearing from you about this? You know, I know you're the king of bums. I know that you had a great thing with Bryan and stuff like that. But, like, Mariah May versus Squash Gang. Go get that shirt. I made that shirt for everyone that has heard that term, you know, Squash Gang. I know I would be part of Squash Gang. They put me in there and be like, I can't be. You're going to get squashed like that. Then we go into Tony, and the lights go down, and we get a new film, My Final Gift from Tony Storm. And it goes a little something like this. Great film by our lovely Tony Storm. But Mariah's mad, and she attacks Squash Gang with the shoe. Just huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. Okay. Then then we have our main event. The winner faces the Bucks at All In. The Acclaimed versus FTR. And I was like, come on, the Acclaimed. That's going to be awesome. The Acclaimed's going to get a chance to go after the Bucks for those tag team championships. And it ends in a draw. And I knew it was going to happen. And the Acclaimed and FTR and the Bucks are going to All In Wembley for those tag team championships. Fun, dude, this match was awesome. I'm not going to shit on this match whatsoever. This match was awesome. I mean, back and forth action, what tag team wrestling is at its core. Match was awesome. I was just like, what does Tony have with FTR? That where they have to be in everything. This could have been the Acclaimed and the Bucks. You know, I would go for that because we had the Bucks and FTR last year. Like, we just can't get away from this. We just can't get away from this. I want the Acclaimed to win those championships even more now. If not, I do not want FTR. I would rather have the Bucks retain those tag team championships. I'm just saying, I'd rather have that. But here we go, the Acclaim versus FTR versus the Bucks at Wembley Stadium, and that's it, that's all. And this collision, August 17th, 2024, gets 3 out of 5. My match of the night is the Acclaim versus FTR, ending in a draw, in the time limit. Big brawl after. So tell me what you thought of the show, all right? Drop those comments below. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, share with the bum down at Walmart. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
We should be the champs, but FTR was in our business. I'll put you underground here in Texas like some immigrants.